first of all, tell us a little bit what Kung Fu Elliot is about.
Well, Kung Fu Elliot's about a guy from Atlantic Canada, and Atlantic Canada is a small region in Canada. It's on the East Coast, and he wants to be Chuck Norris of Canada. So Elliot makes these low-budget martial arts films with his girlfriend, and we filmed him during the making of his third film, Blood Fight.
So how did you kind of just decide, hey, let's make a documentary about a Canadian martial artist, or did you fall into your lap? How did that happen?
Well, actually, Matthew had found an article in the paper, and that article was kind of praising him as a martial arts champion, and also this award-winning low-budget martial arts filmmaker. So we thought it was pretty interesting. We're like, oh, that's cool, and we wanted to make a film in Atlantic Canada. I think the biggest problem with making a film is the cost. Mm-hmm. So we lived close to Halifax, where we did most of the filming. So to us, it made sense to do something locally. And Elliot was just this lovable kind of dude that was a real underdog and trying to make these films and trying to make a success out of himself. So when we contacted him over Facebook, we sent him a message. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm making Blood Fight," because we had seen his first film, They Killed My Cat, and we were just blown away by that was real. And so that we just kind of contacted him, and then it was kind of like he was waiting for us his whole life. He was waiting there, just waiting for somebody to tell the story.
So, what are some of the difficulties you had filming the documentary? I know it took place over 2 years. You recorded him over 2 years, but what are some of the difficulties you had in that?
Well, I think it was mostly finding the budget to continue. Our trip to China was really last minute, so that was kind of difficult to get that arranged in 7 days, because Elliot never told us he was going to China. Mm-hmm. But I would say it was just finding a camera. We don't even own our own camera, so we borrowed every camera to make the movie.
Oh,
so
really?
we had borrowed 5 different cameras to make the film. So that was a big challenge, but we had good friends and good people around us that kind of believed in it.
That's good. So while watching the movie, it's kind of one of those movies where at first you're watching and you're like, is this real? Someone like that exists? But then at the same time, especially myself as a film student, I find myself relating to it. So what do you think maybe people who aren't film students, or how do you think people can relate to this movie?
Well, I think they can relate to it just by being an underdog story. And I guess the film is really 3 acts, and I think that people mostly relate with just the fact that he's trying to do something. A lot of us have dreams, and we say a lot of things. I think that even just saying you're a filmmaker is a little delusional. I'm going to make a feature film, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. So I think you can relate to Elliot by the fact that you can kind of see a little bit of yourself in him, with the fact that he, obviously he's an extreme example of being absorbed in your dreams and into almost an altered reality. But I think they just would relate to him on that basis. But the film, really, for me, the key to the movie is Linda. So it's that love story, and that way that some people do anything to try to be with somebody and really put up with a lot. So I think that helps relate, but it's mostly just that he believes in his dreams and he's an underdog.
Yes, I love how the documentary kind of, you see a bit of Elliot and his trying to get his movie out there, but then it's also got a little bit of the love story and then the personal stories of the other actors and everything in his movie. Yeah,
Blake and Blair, and Blake the method actor, and Blair's making the theme song, and the whole world is what allowed this to be a feature film. I think if it was just a movie about Elliot, it really wouldn't have been a feature film. It would have just been a short film. And the film really tries to mimic our experience. We didn't know what we were getting into when we started the movie. Mm-hmm. We started with a simple idea to make a movie about this guy and his girlfriend and this movie Blood Fight. We really didn't have any idea where it was going to go. But I think that we got what we needed, in a sense. It's an interesting film on many levels, I feel. So I'm happy with it. I mean, it was really amazing when he slam danced. We won the Grand Jury Prize for Best Documentary, and it's been a really wonderful run with the film, and I really feel like it's just kind of getting started. So I'm excited to see this here at Fantastic Fest and kind of finally get it to America and see how audience react to it. A lot of people see it and they're like, oh, just another movie about a filmmaker, and they don't really know of the layers and the depths that get revealed within the film. So I think that those revelations that were seen in other types of films like Catfish or something like that, not that I think Catfish was not real, so that's another thing though, but this is just, I think it sets apart that it's a really unbelievable story. that doesn't seem like it's actually possible, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So if people are interested, apart from Fantastic Fest, where can they find out more about Kung Fu Elliot?
Well, we have a Kung Fu Elliot Facebook page, we have a Twitter, and we started releasing a couple of vines and those kind of things. But we're just planning to release theatrically in America. We have some deals in place, but we have a newsletter. We have a website as well, kungfuelliot.com, so people can sign up for our newsletter and kind of know when the film is going to be available in their area.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.